Hello and welcome. We have a very small stream right now. This won't take very long, but yeah, I just wanted to do a small topic. I have opened three of my favorite books right here, written. So before I was doing, so I had to do, where is this? Esophagus and diaphragm 429. So I was doing, I believe I had to finish a little bit of Akrashakot had been done. I had to do carcinoma of the esophagus, so I'll just do carcinoma of the esophagus. So majority of the esophageal cancers require squamous cell cancers worldwide. However, Western it is 70% adenocarcinomas. Then esophageal cancers are poor prognosis because of the following reasons. So more lymph vessels are present in the submucosa than in blood capillaries, and hence the spread is fast. Also, lymph flow in submucous runs in longitudinal direction, hence primary tumor can extend for considerable length superiorly and inferiorly. Cervical esophagus has direct spread to regional nodes, hence there is less lymphatics in submucosa, hence prognosis is better. So what is associated carcinoma of the esophagus? These are squamous cell carcinoma, which is more common in Africans and Asians. Adenocarcinoma is more common in whites and Americans, and it is increasing. Survival is improving. There is improvement in detection and saving detected more in younger patient and detected at younger age also. So precancerous and predisposing conditions, you have GERD with Barrett's esophagus, you have Plummer-Wilson syndrome, you have cholesteacardia, corrosive strictures, and familial keratosis pulmonaris or plantaris. Tylosis. It is a condition inherited in autosomal dominant trait, and it has an increased rise in esophageal cancers. So carcinogens, you have tobacco, heavy smoking, abuse of alcohol increases the incidence of both squamous cell carcinoma and adenocarcinoma by 20 to 25%. Tobacco, heavy smoking, and abuse of alcohol, HPV infection increases squamous cell carcinoma, hereditary carcinogens and squamous cell carcinoma. Elevated nitrates in drinking water, food, pickled corn, wheat, seem triggering in the areas of endemic areas of China and big bread. All these are carcinogens. So factors for squamous cell carcinoma, we have O'Neil syndrome or tylosis. In familial, similar to keratosis, this thing, tylosis. Tylosis is focal non-epidermic, epidermolytic plamo-plantar keratoderma. It is a rare disease inherited in an autosomal dominant manner. It is characterized by hyperkeratosis of palm soles and esophageal papillomas. Patients with this condition exhibit abnormal mentation of squamous cells. They are also called inflammation within the esophagus and are at high risk of esophageal cancers. Life stricture in 30%. Developing 50 to 40 to 50 years after the caustic injury, and the majority of these cancers are occurred in the middle third of the esophagus. Sacral in 30%, esophageal fib in 20%, Plummer-Wilson syndrome in 10%, short esophagus, septic esophagitis, patient with head and neck cancers, field cancerization, patient with celiac disease, drinking boiling hot tea or coffee. Factors for adenocarcinoma, you have Barrett's esophagus, obesity, increased body mass index is a risk factor for adenocarcinoma of the esophagus, and individual with highest body mass index has also greater risk of esophageal cancer. Highest body mass index and food increase, then those with the lowest Body mass index, probability of linkage between esophageal obesity and gastroesophageal reflexism is presumed to be a chief factor. Reflexesophagitis. Then low socioeconomic status is defined by economic, education, or occupational, or is associated with increased risk for esophageal carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and adenocarcinoma to a smaller extent. No socioeconomic status, H. pylori infection. It's infected with H. pylori, CAG plus 3 is inversely associated with risk of adenocarcinoma of the esophagus. It should not have been a factor responsible because H. pylori causes chronic atrophic gastritis, leading to decreased acid production, which neglects the effect of chronic reflux, including potential for development Barrett's esophagus. So sites, 50% of the sides is a third, middle third, 33% is lower third, 17% is upper third. Squamous cell, and you have adenocarcinoma. Squamous cell is this entire thing is similarly important. Squamous cell is epitheliomatous ulcer carcinomas with raised edge and flat base, proliferative growth, cauliflower growth with surface ulcer, which commonly bleeds, infiltrative variety or annular stenosing type with 5-year survival of 10% give-offs, rise to early dysphagia due to circumferential and longitudinal spread. Polypoidal lesions, you have 5 to 5 years survivals, which is 70%. Adenocarcinoma, mostly lower end and middle esophagus, which is in Barrett's esophagus. Some clinical features: men will be more than 60 years, men more than 60 years, then dysphagia, progressive and mainly for solids. Hmm. 60% by circumference is involved with the growth. By the time the patient presents with dysphagia, the disease is well advanced, hence it is a poor prognosis. It is a late symptom because muscle of esophagus can develop with ease due to lack of serous layer on esophagus. So, regurgitation of food contents. Melanodysis is not very common. It does may contain separate, but melena is rare. Loss of appetite, loss of weight, cachexia, backache indicates, and loss lymph nodes, celiac. Next, is clinical features. You have to say all these points. It's all important. Almost everything which I have marked seemingly is important. Spread, local spread or direct spread. It starts with the mucosa and the serosal spreads to the submucosa. Later it causes fibrosis and human gets narrow. The spread occurs transversely and longitudinally. Once it spreads to all layers, the structure in the vicinity are involved. Mucosa ulceration, spread to submucosa. Later it causes fibrosis. Human gets narrow, the spread occurs transversely and longitudinally. It spreads to all layers and the structure in the vicinity are transversely and longitudinally. It spreads to all layers, structures in the vicinity. Okay, wait. So upper third case carcinoma of the esophagus, bronchoesophageal carcinoma from middle third. Esophageal fissure resulting in muscle bleeding. All these complications are contraindications for surgery and radiotherapy. And then, if there is lymphatic spread, a patient have metastasis to 5 or few lymph node have better outcomes. Blood spread in secondaries in liver is clinically and appear as nodular and large liver. Later as it is retrovascular deposit occur. Left suprachiasmatic nodes indicate general sizes. And secondaries in liver and large nodular in liver. So investigations, hemoglobin percentage is low, which causes generalized weakness. ALFT is affected in secondaries in liver. This is mentioned that it has increased ALB. Then ultrasound is done to rule out diabetes. Barium salt demonstrated regular persistent intrinsic filling defect. Can also detect abdominal axis. Can also demonstrate fistula with this feature. Sharp result acute is not possible. Esophagus capillary usually So you have barium swallow carcinoma in the middle esophagus. You have carcinoma of the lower esophagus. Barium swallow showing straight axis, which is an inoperable sign. And biopsy taken to observe we can observe that there is bleeding and friable growth. That's a polypedal growth at GE, gastroesophageal junction. Gastroesophageal junction. Patient presents with reflex. There is polypedal growth obstructing the lumen of the esophagus, and there was growth was extensive and treated by total esophagectomy. Advanced carcinoma of the GE junction and carcinoma mid esophagus obstruction with stasis of food and saliva, as you can see in this. So multiple biopsy may be necessary in a high-risk area like China. Endoscopic staining with supravital dyes indicamin is done to identify dysplastic epithelium. So if found by advocate endoscopic mucosal resection. Dysplasia in Barrett's mucosa is a prognostic sign of impending malignant degeneration. Chest X-ray to rule out aspiration pneumonia. Mediastinal widening and posterior tracheal chest X-ray to aspiration pneumonia is only thing important. I feel bronchoscopy to rule out involvement of bronchus. As carcinoma middle third, if involved, can confirm the tumor is locally resectable. CT scan to chest to detect local infiltration. Carcinoma in middle third, if involved, it can confirm the tumor is locally resectable. It is very useful to investigate before contemplating for total esophagectomy. It is useful to assess involvement of vital structures such as bronchus and airway, pericardium, etc. Obliteration of fat plants gives the clues. And endoscopic ultrasound to know the depth of the wall involvement to detect mediastinal lymph nodes, etc. So chemoendoscopy involves the topical application of strains or pigments to improve tissue localization. Characterization or diagnosis during endoscopy can do. Several agents have been described that can broadly be characterized as absorptive vital stains, contrast stains, and reactive stains. Absorptive stains, example, local iodine and methylene blue diffuse or are preferentially absorbed across the specified cell means. Contrast stains highlights surface topography and mucosal irregularities by permeating the mucosal crevices. Reactive stains which is Congo red or phenol red, will undergo chemical reaction with specific cellular constituents resulting in chemical which is reactive stains. absorbed across specific epithelial membranes is absorptive. Contrast highlights surface topography and mucosal irregularities by permeating mucosal surfaces is indigo carmine. So indigo carmine is also used in staining with supravital dyes to identify dysplastic epithelium. Usually it is done in China. Iris careers in China, like in China. Then, obstruction of fat planes gives the clues. In endoscopic ultrasound to know the depth involved. Endoscopic ultrasound, endosonography, it relies on high frequency 55 to 30 megahertz transducer to determine the depth of spread of malignant tumor through the esophageal wall, involvement of adjacent organs, metastasis to lymph nodes. It also detects the contiguous spread downward into cardia. Then it can detect metastasis in liver. It can also detect a small lymph node which less than 5 millimeter, which cannot be detected by CT scan also. If endosono detects more than 5 lymph nodes, it is not a case for curative resection. So it detects a contiguous spread downward into cardia. It can also detect metastasis in liver. It can also detect small lymph nodes which are less than 5 centimeter, which cannot be seen by CT also. And if endosono detects more than, if it detects, it is curative resection. It is not a case for curative resection. So PET topography, tomography, positron emission tomography. Computerized tomography scanning. PET scan is based on principle that metabolically active tumor cells can be visible once radiopharmaceutical agent 18F fluorodeoxyglucose (FDG) is given intravenously. These lymph nodes, if malignant, are clearly visible, thus differentiating from non-malignant enlargement. So we can use PET to know the response after radiotherapy or chemotherapy. Thoracoscopy and laparoscopy. At the end of all investigation, it is important to decide one can resect this or not. Is it worthwhile resecting? Can patient tolerate the procedure? Even in absence of systemic spread, some features will suggest surgical cure is unlikely. This is thoracoscopy and laparoscopy. Just mention it. Unlikely surgical cure in absence of systemic spread. Loss of weight more than 20%. Esophageal axis is abnormal on barium test. Nodes multiple on CT scan. Grade is invasive, poorly differentiated. Tumor length is more than 8 centimeter, and there is Horner syndrome. You can remember it as length, and this entire thing is very much important. Thoracoscopy and laparoscopy, it is staging in esophageal cancers. It is more accurate in determining the nodal status than non-invasive techniques and helpful in evaluating the extent of local invasion and metastatic disease. Thoracoscopy is accurate in 93% and laparoscopy in 94% of patients in identifying the metastatic disease. I don't think this entire thing is important either. Identify metastatic disease, that's it. 6 cases of unsuspecting celiac nodal diseases were identified in 19 patients despite pre-operative CT analysis. And this is all mine. Okay. And so you have laparoscopic ultrasound, LUS, which is also a staging modality, and it can improve TNM staging. Then Depth of tumor plus lymph node involvement. T1 is intramucosal, T1 lesions of mucosal, T2 lesion, T3 lesion is there. So depth of invasion for T1 converts the conservation of esophageal dissections such as vagal sparing, transhilar or minimally invasive esophagectomy can be opted. Localized tumors of limb reductions, EMF or EST are acceptable alternatives. There is almost no role for chemoradiotherapy for treatment of tumor lesion. Surgical or endoscopic resection alone carries a good long-term survival as high as 33% in some series. I feel this entire thing is very important, but surgical is a good long-term survival as high as 88% in some cases. Depth of tumor plus. Wait 1 second. Staging is okay. Let me just see the treatment. I think this might be a little bit easier to remember. Not easier in the sense, this is not worth it at all. You can do TNM staging, depth of tumor versus lymph node, you can do. And this is the only thing which I feel is important. Then you have GCC tumor, no T0, no primary tumor, carcinoma TIS carcinoma in situ, T1A, advanced normally properia, muscularis and mucosa, T1B is involves mucosa, then T2 is tumor involving mucosa properia, T3 is tumor with the periesophageal spread, then you have involvement of recurrent laryngeal, sympathetic chain, azygosine, malignant diffusion, adjacent structures. Nodal status NX, N0, N1 is 1 to 2, N2 is 3 to 6, and N3 is some more. This is no distant spread. M0, M1 is upper thoracic esophageal carcinoma spread to non-regional loads or distant spread. Mid thoracic esophageal carcinoma spread to neck load or lower thoracic spread to other non-regional nodes or distant spread. MX is cannot be assessed. So T0, T1, T2A, T2B, T2, T3, T4. No. Stage 0, 1, 2A, 2B, 3, 4. Okay, so thing was assessment for staging, general health of the patient, comorbidities, fitness, RNM staging, harmonization, and staging. In absence of system expert, surgical cure may not be possible as depicted. So treatment, a few consideration before treatment of carcinomas is they are often present as advanced stage. 5-year survival is very low in majority of the cases. The following factors are used for palliative treatment. Comorbid condition, you have cardiac diseases, bad chest, blood spread metastasis, you have para-aortic lymph nodes, contagious organ invasion CT scan, trachea out of pericardium, diagnostic laparoscopy, regional peritoneal spread, momental nodes status, CT scan or laparoscopic ultrasound is lymph node metastasis, para-aortic lymph node, subclavicular lymph nodes. Since they are often present at an advanced age, 5-year survival is very low in majority of the cases. The following are considered as palliative treatment. Diagnosis by chest, para-aortic lymph nodes, continuous aortic invasion CT scan, trachea, aorta, and pericardium. Diagnostic laparoscopy, peritoneal spread, momental nodal ascites. So I have to, I got Lewis operation. I don't know, this first thing doesn't make sense for me. This is okay. If common conditions are there, bad test is there, blood spread metastasis, periodic lymph nodes is there. So CT organ invasion of trachea, auto pericardium, diagnostic laparotomy, so spectomy is called momentum nodules, CT scan or laparoscopic ultrasound. Then you do not cure. It's only palliative. If you remember, you have to remember the entire thing, but para-aortic lymph nodes is one thing which I feel is very, very important. Toenails, this also, and momentum nodulocytis. This is enough. Cardiac diseases, bad chest, is okay. Lymph node metastasis, para-aortic lymph nodes, para-aortic lymph nodes, supraclavicular lymph nodes. Treatment with curative intent is done in carcinoma of cervical and apathoracic esophagus in mass majority. Treatment of carcinoma of esophagus is same to relieve discharge by palliative treatment or palliative radiotherapy or metallic stenting. Tumors have not penetrated through the esophageal walls and have not metastasized to the regional lymph nodes and are potentially curable. So decision of surgery or radiotherapy also depends upon the location of the tumor, histology, site of tumor, surgery, staging, and cardiopulmonary reason. Nutritional status has to be improved to raise the albumin levels from 3 to 3.4 gram per deciliter to decrease complications such as anastomotic leak. Tumors have not penetrated the wall and is but to relieve dysphagia by palliative treatment or palliative radiotherapy or stenting. Cervical esophageal cancers, metastatic cancer, they are usually post-required in female patients. It is unusual for pregnancy to involve intrathoracic node. The apathoracic is cell carcinoma, enrollment of thoracic nodes, early spectral bronchus and greater cells is common. Surgery followed by radiotherapy introduces the treatment of stress, local recurrence, ASI, and they succumb to local disease. So, if adjacent structure is not involved, total esophagectomy with or without laryngectomy can be done. Post-operative non-adjuvant chemotherapy can also be given. First 2 to 3 cycles followed by 3 to 5 G variants GY of radiotherapy. Radiotherapy. Okay, I'm tired. How much is this left? And quite a few things are still left. I'll just stop it right around here. So treatment with curative intent. So I'll stop it here. I've been streaming for almost half an hour, almost half an hour exactly. So I'll stop my stream right here. I'll continue my stream after okay, I also noticed some thing with OBS. I'll try to fix it 1 second. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so I had made a test run, but I had made the test run in another part, another thing. Now it must be proper. I think the entire time you've been seeing only very small part of the stream. It still is streaming. I'm just checking. Yeah, so I had made a test run, but I had made the test run in another part, another thing. Middle third, if involved, can confirm that tumor is locally resectable. CT scan to detect local infiltration. Carcinoma in middle third, if involved, it can confirm the tumor is locally resectable. It is very useful. Yeah, the entire stream I've kinda just cropped that one part. Middle third, if involved, can confirm the tumor is locally resectable. CT scan to detect local infiltration. Carcinoma in middle third, if involved, it can confirm the tumor is locally resectable. It is very useful. Okay, I'll just use this small time I have to fix how much I will be able to zoom in. Is this viewable? Yeah, a little bit better. This is a little bit better. Is it good enough for me? Yeah, fine, I think so. All the images are smaller than this, and I feel, yeah, it's okay. And no chat messages. It's fine. I'll grow, I feel. Yeah. I'll finish this some other day. I'm going to go to sleep. It's 1 a.m. So, yeah, goodbye. Stop streaming, start audio settings. Exit will just exit it. I have no idea how to stop stream properly. Stop streaming. Stop streaming.